Right, it's another man in the van. This time at Hawkstone International. Lovely sunny weather, and I'm not making that up. The sun has literally just come out after Storm Kyra. I don't even know what it was. Kiara. Tommy knows girls' names. In case you haven't worked it out, I'm with Tommy Searle. And good time to talk to you, but not a good time because you have just you've had to.
Yeah, no.
You've had to call it a day here at Hawkstone. Just explain why.
It's not a bad time, but I a couple of weeks ago I just was riding one day and I sort of rode a bit cold when it's freezing cold out there. I wasn't warm enough, and I went for a set of rollers at my track and just pulled a little muscle in the back of my shoulder. I've been riding a little bit. I took a week off, done a little bit, but then it's just a little bit too much around there.
Yeah.
And it's one of those: do I just push through and get through the day and then suffer for another 5 weeks, or do I sit out and get it better for when I need to be ready?
This sounds actually mental to say this to you, because I can remember you when you were, I think you were 14, 15 when we first met, Matchams, riding around in crap like this, and you were 14, 15. Now I know you won't take this the wrong way because you're still a good-looking man. You're not getting any younger.
No.
And is that part of your decision, the time to go the whole? Let's just go back a step to decide and talk about why you felt it was the right moment to stop doing GPs. Numerous factors, I'm sure.
Yeah, a few different factors really. It's not that I don't love the GPs, still love racing, still love the GPs, but with the opportunities I had on the table, I chose the best one for me, do you know, and for the time I'm in, I didn't want to race GPs and struggle again through the whole season with not really like to say, I didn't want to ride for a bad team. Every team out there is trying their hardest to put on a good job. Some teams do it on less budgets, and so many different factors happened within the team. So it was just, I didn't have a team want me to say, like, let's come ride, we'll pay you this much, and we've got all the equipment we need to do the job. That wasn't the case, and I didn't want to do the GPs without earning a decent living. I'm not 16 years old. I have a house. I have a baby now, so just a few factors like that. And then I had a good opportunity with Dave. I liked the bike with the team. I knew the Honda was good. I knew Dave's team was well established, and he knows what to do. So I thought that's the best option I have.
Got to say, mate, you straight away you got on it, and you look. I mean, you're going to say, or if you're not feeling comfortable or not, but you straight away actually really do look proper comfortable on the bike.
The bike is good, but I knew the Honda was going to be good before I even rode for Dave. I've seen the other riders that ride his bike. When Jake got on it, he looked good straight away. There's no one that's ever really got on his bike and gone, oh, he looks awkward on that bike. But saying that, I felt pretty awkward around the track this morning.
So what is it? It's shoulder injury, did you say?
Yeah, it's not so much an injury, it's just a little niggle.
Wear and tear, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little niggle that I didn't want to, I don't feel strong in a position with those conditions, like in a position I need to be and flowing and loose.
Yeah.
And you need to be aware that anything can happen at any minute. I wasn't confident enough to just send it around the track, and it was one of those where, what am I going to get out of today, and what could I lose?
Yeah.
And there was a lot more to lose than what to get.
Well, particularly because now your focus is on all the British stuff. We touched on the main reasons why, coupled with the fact getting married and having a kid.
Yeah.
That's obviously got a huge factor.
But
you can have weekends at home. You're not travelling around the world or whatever.
That wasn't really.
That wasn't the real reason.
No, it wasn't in the decision at all. If anything, Sophie wanted me to race GPs. She said she likes going to GPs and she likes travelling, so she wasn't worried at all about any of that.
Okay.
It's nice to be home a bit more, but even so, I still go away a bit, ride. I'm going to go to Spain late this next week, so still go away, but that wasn't really a factor. It was just basically the cards that were on the table, and I chose the one that was right, that I felt was right at the time. Yeah. I just didn't want to struggle again. It's a long season when you're struggling. Each week.
And a lot of GPs.
A lot of GPs, and then it's just, you're not happy at any time. When racing's going bad.
You're not going to do a Philip Schofield on me, are you? You're going to announce that as well?
No, not
right,
yet.
I'm just making sure.
Because
they do say some bizarre things. So, yeah.
But it just drags on, and then you end up you just don't enjoy the whole year, you know, because you're stressed out in the week, you're upset 'cause you've had a bad weekend, and then you just think, oh, everything's shit.
You can swear, it's okay.
I didn't really want to go for another year of that. I want to enjoy my racing. I want to have fun, ride for a good team, and have no stress, because there's still stress, there's still expectations on me. You know, Honda have paid me to do well, so but I'm quite happy with my decision. Still am now. So yeah.
Here's one for you. I bet you weren't going to get thrown this question. You know, you've been Britain's best rider for a long time. You know, your results have proved that, and whatever. When you were starting out, did you ever? You wanted to do great, and obviously do the best you could. But was the level of expectation, and now you being a senior rider and ambassador type for the sport, did you ever sort of imagine what that would be like? Because now you are, you know, you've been through it. You've been all the way through it, so you've got opinions on it. You've got a lot to offer it. Are you starting to think more as you're still focused on racing? I get that. I know you'll be all in with racing this year, but is there something just at the back of your head thinking about what you're going to do when it is time to park up the boots?
Not as such, really. No. I mean, if I think about it, I think I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish racing. Yeah. You know.
So that's where you're at. You haven't even stopped to think about it.
Nah. I mean, sometimes it does come across. I think, oh, what am I going to do? Luckily enough, I've had a decent career. You know, I've set myself up quite well. Not that I'll be like, oh, that's it. You just, you know, not that I can retire and do nothing, because it is what it is. Money goes, and I'm the type of person that I love to work. Do you know, I like to wake up in the morning and do something. I love waking up, training, having a goal and trying to achieve that goal. So it's very important for me. With whatever I do, I have that goal, and I can achieve something. You know, you come home from the end of the day and you go, good day, but that was a shit day. You know, I like having that. So whatever I need to do, or whatever I want to do, it needs to be give me that sort of satisfaction. I think it'd be quite hard to find it, but you know, hopefully I can. I think a lot of riders are in a similar situation. Yeah,
totally. Do you ever find the time as a pro rider to keep an eye on the next wave, or 2 or 3 waves back of riders coming through? Do you know, like, just out of curiosity?
Some of the 125s could now, not so much.
You know, for example, are you ever at a GP last year and you're just watching the support races and think, gosh, shit, that kid's got it, and you kind of think,
sometimes,
and you can see the pitfalls?
Not much, really, to be honest. I was sort of, when you're at GP, there's so much going on that you don't. I just sort of, the last few years, just sort of done my own thing, stayed in the truck, so you don't really get much time to watch. But now I know there's a few good 125 kids coming up. The schoolboy stuff I really am out of touch with, to be fair.
Because like, you're a full-time job.
Yeah, up to the 125s. Then I know there's a couple of good British riders coming through now. Joel Rizzi. Yeah. I think there's two or three others that look good. But other than that, no, I don't keep much eye on it. I would like to do that, and you know, it'd be great. Obviously, it'd be nice to stay in the sport and have a job that is in the sport that you can focus on, enjoy. But it's quite hard to find something. There's not much going in the sport, if you know what I mean. A lot of people are doing what they're doing for nothing, just because they love it. Yeah. And I love it, but I want to do something. For you, it's got some people have an attachment to a rider or this or that. If I'm doing it, I need it to be, you know, I need to have a passion that I'm going to help, and it is going to make a difference. I don't just want to hang about, take someone's money or that sort of thing. So it's quite hard to find a job in motocross that you you can get that sort of satisfaction from.
I won't keep you too long, but at the same time, as I said, you're getting towards the end of your career. We all do that, and then you can start to look back on stuff a little bit as you get older, because every generation does, with rose-tinted glasses. Have you seen what I would say significant changes in the sport since you've started? Are there some things now that are better, you think, than when you started, or is it about the same?
No, I think the sport has changed a lot. I think a lot of the tracks have changed. You know how the tracks, especially GP wise, the difference of riding a GP track now to when I first started GPs. I just used to go flat out, you know, like, but now it's so different with the way the bikes are. I think all the bikes are so good now that makes a big difference.
So although they've made them more man-made orientated, you're actually saying they're actually probably more technical now than when you
I don't know, not so much more technical, but the way they develop are. And
because of the timings, rhythm
it seems
sections,
the level
obstacles.
of riders are strong.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people in that MX1 class, whether it's throughout the age, are all about strong class now. And then, but as such, some of the British Championships last year were quite dull, you know, like not a big turnout, which was a shame. Hopefully this year that picks up. But the GPs, I think, whether you like them or not, it's obviously the pinnacle of the sport. And when you go there and the show they put on, it's pretty good, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really fault the effort that goes into it, as such as like the hospitalities, the trucks, the infrastructure, all that sort of thing.
See, obviously you're a professional, you want to see the best you can, obviously more people through the gate, and there's more chance that the sport's going to grow and contracts are bigger and better. So I know you'll get on and ride them. You've got to go out and you've got to win the races and beat whoever's in front of you. But is it, you know, last few years, has there ever been times where even you thought, you know, where are we going with it all? Numbers are down, people coming out to watch.
Yeah,
it must be a little bit disheartening.
A little bit last year when I cut the British rounds. I think it was Hawkstone.
It was here. Yeah.
But then that's at the British, and then you have such a big turnout for this race. So there's money floating about. There's people interested in the sport. You go to a practice track, it's busy. Everyone's got new gear. Everyone's got new bikes. But sometimes people just want to, you know, they might want to ride more. It might just be, they're not watching our races as such on the day at a British Championship, but they might all be practicing, or they've gone, well, I was the type of person I wouldn't go watch a race. Do you know what I mean? Me and my family, we never watched a race. You just raced, didn't you? You just went out and raced. My dad he wasn't a fan of the sport. Do you know, he just got a bike. He knew nothing about the sport, so he didn't want to go watch GP riders. He didn't know any GP riders. We just raced, and then ended up being all right, and just went through. I think the first ever GP I went to was the one I raced at Matterley, so it wasn't
seriously? Yeah. You've never been to a GP until that point, and you rock up and race one?
Yeah, raced.
That's mad.
Yeah, it's strange really when you think of it, but because we just raced. And I guess Dad might have asked me, like, what do you want to do? Go watch or race your
And you always
club
wanted to
race? I race. Surely I think most kids would.
Yeah.
Or if they're like a proper racer, they're going to want to race. So, you know, if they like doing it a bit of a hobby and they think, oh, I want to watch them, then. But the proper racer are going to go, I'll race every day.
So talking to GPs, very funny, are you going to do a couple of wild cards? Are you in for Matterley? Are you going to do that?
Yeah, the plan is
that's cool.
To do Matterley. I'd like to do that, but also I want to be there and I want to do good. I don't just want to turn up and just bat about, because I don't enjoy that. But as long as the next few weeks go mega, which they should do, there's no reason why not. I'm going to go to Spain on Friday, do a bit for Honda, so I should have a good.
Sorry, we're just getting distracted. Somebody's trying to get their van out and they're getting a bit brave. They nearly drove into Tommy's van there, sipping and sliding. That'd be an exclusive for it all, wouldn't it? Yeah. So you're doing the GP. That's cool.
That's the plan. But I want to obviously go and be healthy, do good.
Yeah.
The main
Your
goal
aspirations
is
are still. Obviously you just changed where you're racing. Like for example, you're not like a football player going, right, I'm done on international duty. You'd still love a great season in the UK. You'd still be in with a shout for riding for the nations team. And whatever.
I want to do well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't just want to bat about.
Yeah. So basically,
I don't enjoy that.
You're not making up the numbers.
Unless I'm racing well, riding well, enjoying my riding, and that's all I do. I train every day, and so does a lot of others. You know, but it's to do well. I don't pull effort into to not do nothing, to bat about on a weekend. And
because you do. I mean, you train with obviously a lot of the road bike guys.
We all train together.
You're pushing each other along.
A lot of effort in. So, as everyone does, you know, you want to go do well. And also there's expectation on me from Honda. They've employed me to, win the British Championship as such. They haven't won it for a couple of years, and it's very important for them that they, they pulled a good rider in to do it. So, so that's my job to do, and I plan on going to do it. Really.
Yeah, fair play. Well, there you go. It's good to chat with you, Tommy. As always, you go out and watch the racing because he's done for the day, which is a bit of a shame. But to be fair,
a bit upset really. But I wanted to give it a go.
I'm sure you.
Then I'd be a lot more upset if I went home at the end of the day. Would be worse off than when I come in. I feel like, what a knob.
Particularly after changing teams, all the effort gone into that as well.
It's just one of those. I've been in it enough times and rode injured enough times, and I should have learned by now. But even
but you want to race.
You want to race, but I'm sort of happy I'm going home I'm all right, and I can.
You've just triggered something. I've got one more question for you, and then I will let you go because I know it always takes time to do these. And thanks for coming out and doing it. You just said there you're a racer. You want to do what you want to do. Now, totally, I think, bang out of order, whatever. Over a certain number of years, like a lot of top riders, whatever, you've had a couple of bad results here and there. Things haven't gone your way, and then obviously the wonder of the World Wide Web, what it is. You get a few people, you know, running their mouth, keyboard warrior on that. Just very simply, you know, does that ever get in your head, or are you just strong enough as a racer? Just go, mate. What are you? You know, just rise above. It must be difficult.
Yeah, obviously you'd rather it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like no one looks at it and goes, "Oh, that's fucking mid."
Yeah.
He's calling me a twat. Or like,
Yeah.
useless twat. But it happens in every sport, I think, and it's just the day and age of how it is. People can think, "Oh, he's a twat." Like today, people think, "Oh,
yeah.
fucking useless."
Well, that's why, like I said. So you've got a legitimate reason why you haven't ridden, and there's probably straight away a lot of people out there already thinking, "Oh, he's bottler because it's muddy."
Yeah,
it's
no,
crappy.
it is. But that's why. But then it's sort of one of those, isn't it? That's what I sort of think. Fuck, it's not ideal. But then I've been in a situation so many times. But I have to I spoke with Dave, and he says, "Look, just look at the big picture."
Yeah.
He says, for us, I mean, this race is nice. I always like this race. I think they put on such a good event, and with the weather, it's a shame. So to come here and not do, not do the race is shit. Not for a little bit for everyone.
Yeah.
It should be racing. You know, they've paid a good riders to come, and it's good to put on a show. But it's quite easy to think that, isn't it? Sometimes I think you see riders and you think, well, like he's struggling, but there's always something going on. Do you know? It's never like if you're struggling, there's normally a reason.
Yeah, but then people don't always tell.
And then sometimes you're trying to ride through that, and you're paid to do a job. So when you're injured, you know, not at this time of year, you don't have to, but when it's GPs or it's British Championship, you're paid to be out there. So as much as it's like, oh, sit out and be healthy, sometimes you just can't. You just have to push through, and then you struggle, and it's just how it is.
Do you think that's part of a racer's instinct though, as well? Because they don't want to show weakness and tell people that they're injured as well.
I think
they're
so,
like,
a little bit.
you know,
it's
you
the
kind
same
of
with
like
every rider has the same thing. You know, that you all go through tough times. You all go through. You see riders winning. You see them struggling. It happens in any sport. I think motocross is. I don't know, but motocross is no different to anything else. So it could be Roxon at his first Supercross, useless. Do you know what I mean? And then 2 weeks later he wins.
Yeah.
He just had a bad day or he struggles. It's just one of those, and people have their riders that they like to support. Some people don't, but it's nothing against, like, I don't think, you know, what a tit. It's quite easy to just make your comment, isn't it? And it's fair enough.
It's a good.
Obviously, you'd rather have good comments, but then if you're riding shit, I think another thing is if because
it's just a great terminology. We use that a lot in motocross, don't we? Oh, what a.
I think sometimes I get a bit more because I was winning, I was battling with Hurlings or whatever, and I was at the top, and then I had a few years where I struggled with injuries. So I think it's like, he's fucking useless now. Like, where in the aspect, I also think, fuck me, I'm struggling at the minute. And then the only time you're going to get shit is when you're struggling. You're already sort of in a slump then anyway. You're like, oh, this is a struggle. Yeah. Like it was, I remember this year going to some of the GPs thinking, I'm struggling like, massively. And then you go there and the pressure's already on. So
so you're on the back foot already.
But it is what it is, you know. It's part of the job and part of how it is now, you know. You'd rather all positive, but it's never, life's not always positive, is it?
No, it's not. But you've done a bloody good job at it.
Yeah, I'm quite happy, but just want to have a couple more good years.
Yes, there's somebody out the door. He's got to come out. Look, you've got to sign an autograph. Right, we're done. I'm going to stay in here a little bit and sign off. Nice one, Tommy. You go and do your thing. Look, he's going to get going now and watch the rest now. He's going to get his shirt signed. Oh, he's a poster signed. I can't see that. While he's doing that, I'm going to give a shout out to our new sponsors to Man in the Van. There we are. See that? Relax to Race arm pump. Highly recommend that. I use it just for driving. That's how desperate I am. And there was a time where I used to relax to race with a Jack Daniels. Those days are gone. Get yourself some of this, people. It really works. Right, I'm going to go because he's already on superstar mode. Let's show you. There he is, signing autographs, doing what he's doing. This is his van. I think the engine's running. I might drive off. Right, that's it. Let's another man in the van done. This time from Hawkstone. I'll try and grab a few others, but until now, I'm going to go and get out in the rain and watch the rest of the racing. So I'll catch up with you guys soon. I'm out of here. See ya.